had no idea. I had no idea.
Yes, well, I really did have no idea that these things split in the way they do. And so I'm back for take 2 of this sort of unboxing and review video. I will show you in this one how these edges split. Apparently other people know. If you're going to leave a comment, leave a nice one. Let's move on. And it did seem weird to me, I will admit. I got to the end and I was looking at these cubes and going, it's kind of strange that these bits this just seems too easy. Anyway, that's what it is. So, why didn't I know? Well, the first thing is that if you look back at the history of my unboxings, a lot of them are I'm discovering stuff on video. So I think of the Hexamix, which is a great example of one. And I still remember not really having a clue what was going on there and then suddenly seeing how something moved and, oh, that's interesting. I like doing unboxings like that. Now, should I have had more knowledge of this? Possibly, except that there's so little information on this. No one has done any unboxings that I can see on the Son3-Mum4 or the Son4-Mum3. In the thread, there is a thread on the Sun. You might be wondering why I'm only holding this one and not the other one. I'll get to that soon. There's a thread on the Son3-Mum4 on Twisty Puzzles Forum, and it's just one post by the inventor of the puzzle, no replies whatsoever, which I thought was strange. It's got a few pictures, but it is not at all obvious that there is splittage on that one. This one here, the only picture I could find was a picture on Now Store where I looked at that and went, oh, okay, I see what's going on. Unfortunately, that was after I'd released the unboxing video. So the first thing I want to do is just show you how these edges split on this one. I can do it on this one because this is still in one piece. So I would go and firstly, and this one's turning okay. It's not turning brilliantly, but it's perfectly serviceable. It's a little bit catchy like all the others, but I don't feel like it's going to come apart. Now that I've said that, it probably will. Let's just turn that one around. It feels, I guess what you'd expect from a primary plastic colour. I don't know if these are worse than normal. I'm not sure. Anyway, as soon as I do that, you can see that I've got 4 of these in the middle and it wants to go, and you can see, oh, there's a nice line. But unfortunately, I don't have a line there. So there's a couple of options I can do here. I can just turn those 2 parts and put them down like that, and as soon as I do that, I see, so I've got some splittage there, and of course straight away that takes care of these centers. It also splits apart these edges, which is what I was thinking, why aren't they splitting, why aren't they moving? And I can turn that and do that there. Now there's no way that I can see that I can kind of stop in the middle. Is that the middle? You just see if that does turn. It looks as though it should, but I think that edge is kind of pushed down into there a little bit. I feel like that's why it's not, because everything else is lining up okay. The same issue around here. So I'm going to say that's an illegal move, and really all you can do is line this up so that it is back into the center. That's then turning no problem. So you can certainly have them split apart, but that is the general technique for obviously splitting these edges and splitting the centers and splitting the center edges, or whatever you want to call them. I did say in yesterday's video, oh, well, at least it's not a Wit Eden puzzle where they haven't filled stuff in. Wrong. That's dodgy. Not happy with that, MF8. I know you listen to my videos. Who am I kidding? That is a nice little, you don't normally see that. So that's the splittage on the first one. Okay, let's have a look at the Son3-Mum4. So, a little bit of a backstory here. You would have seen on the initial unboxing video that I was commenting on this puzzle. It just felt loose. It just didn't feel quite the same as this one that I've just managed to keep in one piece. And I didn't really turn that properly on the unboxing because, to be honest, I was a bit worried about what might happen. And I went yesterday morning, So this was the day after the initial unboxing. Yesterday morning, I looked out and I started turning it and it exploded. And I thought, okay, fine. All right, I've had a little bit of experience with assembling these things because I had to reassemble. It was either the Son4-Mum4 version 1 or version 2. Can't remember which one. And I figured that out and it was quite an experience for me. But I thought I can do this. And I did figure it out. And it would not stay assembled. And finally after, and I'm not making this up, 9 hours all day yesterday and an absolutely destroyed neck, the things I'll do for puzzling. After 9 hours, I finally realized the reason it wasn't staying together, because I did actually have it together, and then I turned it and it exploded again. One of the parts of the core, how can I explain this? In the core, there's a bunch of pieces. Gee, I hope all the pieces are still here. Here we go. In this core, probably this one, there's a screw that goes into here, and that screw, if I can find the correct piece, it's that one there. The screw will go through that, it'll sit on there, and it's supposed to tighten it and keep it tight. For whatever reason, whether it's the screw or a problem with this core part, it would not actually hold and grab. So I could screw it all the way in and then pull it out. I kind of tried a couple of things, but in the end, I just realized nothing is going to fix this. And that's why at the end of it, it's exploded on me. So until I figure out how to deal with making this work, I've got a puzzle in pieces. Now you might say, well, that's a damaged puzzle. Why don't you go back to cubes? Well, I did that, and I'm going to read you verbatim what their reply was, because I did say to cubes, look, I did the video, I released it. Someone alerted me to the fact that there was more functionality. So I took that down. I was going to do more, but it exploded. Can you send me another one so that I can do a proper review on that puzzle? And also because this isn't good. I've got this in pieces. This is now part of the review, and it's going to stick as part of this review. Here's their response. I can't apply another Son3-Mum4 puzzle. In other words, I can't send you another one over because firstly, it's perfect assembled cannot be guaranteed. In other words, they're saying they can't guarantee that every puzzle is going to be perfectly assembled in the factory, and that's not on cubes, that's on the factory. To which I say, no, that's on cubes. You're the one selling the puzzle. If there's a problem with the puzzle, you are the seller, you need to deal with it. This is just in case anyone thinks that I'm beholden to cubes or just won't say anything bad. No. Number two, even if it turns well at our place during long way transportation, anything can happen. Don't think so. The puzzle was completely intact in a box. I doubt you've even taken it out of the box. They've said to minimize the losses, you can remove the review video of this item and we'll stop selling it after this batch. Well, that's up to them. I don't know, they sell it or not, but it's now part of the review. So where does that leave me? I have a puzzle that I really want to play with that I can't, and I don't really want to spend another 9 hours assembling it. I think I can do it in, this is me, 1 to 2 if I can sort the core out. And I will be doing all I can to do that because now I've got a useless puzzle and I'm not getting another one. So there's that. Buyer beware. If you do buy these puzzles, the Son3-Mum4 or the Son4-Mum3, you may have a puzzle like this where it just does not work and you'll be told, sorry, nothing we can do. Buyer beware. I will say the other thing with all these puzzles, this is a great time to show this. You'll see just there, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these little things. There's actually 3. These pieces are these ones here. That's what I'm looking at. Now you'll notice that on this particular piece, which is actually the same as, let me just hold that there, same as the piece above it, except this piece above it has this extra little thing going across it. 1, 2, 3. These must go around a corner, and sometimes I think in the factory maybe they don't assemble these all around a corner. That can cause problems. Don't know if that was the initial problem on this one. I know what the problem is now, But if you do happen to disassemble it and need to put it back together, just be aware that's what's got to happen. That's sort of your firm fixed corner, and everything will proceed from there. So that is the what is this thing? The Son3-Mum4. Now, I did go and have a look back at P-Cubes. So I thought, shouldn't I have seen this on P-Cubes? And, well, the version that I have did not actually have this puzzle in it. It only had the Son4-Mum3. I will say about the Son4-Mum3, when I scrambled it, it did not actually show any splitting of edges like this, which was a clue to me that nothing really was happening. Having said that, I probably should have looked and saw that it did actually show this sort of thing split apart. So I should have gone, how did that happen? Anyway, when I've just run this puzzle, again, I didn't really see any of the split edges, but I did see a bunch of these other edges. This is so hard to explain. You know what? I'm just going to show you on P-Cubes. So this is a demo of, just imagine that I've got the real puzzle here. This is what this thing would function like if it worked. All right, I'm just going to turn this around here so that I've got a bit better colors. So how do we split these edges? This is I guess the key thing of the Son3-Mum4. On the Son4-Mum4, so the Son-Mum4x4 version 1 or 2, we could split these edges by just going through the middle. It behaves as a 4x4 cube. Now, these edges here will actually still split along here. So you can see there's a line running through there. That is that line which will split a pair of whites and the pair of oranges as one single edge. But there doesn't appear to be any way to split them down here. If you do something similar and you go, I'm going to put an edge in the middle like that, you're kind of looking at it going, well, that is always sitting on this centerpiece. What is going on? So I'll turn it around like that, and suddenly we can see, hang on a minute. When I turn it horizontally, it's going to split that way on that edge, but it's also going to split this edge here. So if I continue to do that, I'll just move that across and put more edges there. And I'm only doing this so I can get a proper split. Whoops, don't want to do that. What have I done there? I just want to, I'll need to turn this back actually. Just need to turn that back vertical before I do this last one. Now I can do it. Okay, I think are they all in there now? That's there, that's there, that's there. I'll need one more here. All right, put them back in the middle and, oh, hang on, don't like that. I see, I had that turned vertically. Always trickier on P-Cubes, just maneuvering the thing. Let's put them back like that, and now let's rotate each of the faces so they're at least horizontal. And what I want to do now, I can't split them at the moment, but if I put these other edges into the normal edge position, got one more to go. I think now, are we ready? We are. We're ready to split. And you can see what that's doing is accomplishing, firstly with this edge here. How did we split the edge like that on the Son4-Mum3? Well, we split them through the 4x4 centers. Well, we don't have those centers here. So what this is doing is accomplishing the same thing on that edge, but it's also now splitting these edges here. And so it's really the edges in the middle layer in the edge position that are being split. And so you can then end up with things like that, etc., etc. But that is the procedure for doing this on the Son3-Mum4. Okay, so I hope that at least helps. This is the one that I've got. You can see that there should be no reason why this doesn't work properly. This one works. Is there any issue? I know it's not an issue that the 4x4 is better than the 3x3 center because the Son-Mum 3x3 is fine. The 4x4 version 1 or 2 that I had, both had issues initially, and I've made them work. So To me, it's definitely just an issue of this core here, which I've got to work out how to fix. Hey, if you have any ideas or know what do I do to ensure you make this as absolutely clear as I possibly can. Where's the screw? Time to tip all this out. There it is. This screw has to screw into there, and it's got to screw into there, and it's got to stay screwed in, so I can't just pull it out. How do I make that happen? Please let me know. If I get a good idea or two, I'm more than happy to try reassembling it again, because eventually I want to solve this, make a video on it. That is my review. Son4-Mum3, Son3-Mum4. Thanks to Cubes for sending one of them over. Not really thanks for not replacing the dodgy one. There you have it. As always, thanks for watching.